It began with the clatter of plates and the smell of roasted turkey filling the air. My cousin Emily rose slowly, balancing her wine glass as if she were delivering a royal decree. With cranberry sauce still glistening on her mouth, she smiled wide and said the words like a sentence carved in stone. "We decided, you're no longer part of this family." The dining room shook with approval. My Uncle Raymond banged his glass against the table in support. My Aunt Claire laughed so hard she nearly spilled her drink. Even the younger cousins, kids I'd once tutored, babysat, shielded, clapped like they were watching a school play. Not one person defended me. I didn't flinch. I leaned back in my chair, letting their voices echo and bounce around me. The celebration sounded less like joy and more like shattered glass scraping across the floor. And then, when their cheering reached its loudest, I chuckled under my breath. Low, deliberate, sharp enough to cut. "Well then," I said quietly, "I suppose you won't be needing this." I placed a thick leather folder on the table. Its weight hit the wood with a thud, sharp and final like a judge's gavel. Emily's grin froze in place. The laughter faltered. Everyone leaned closer, curiosity winning over cruelty. When she flipped open the first page, the color drained from her cheeks. Her body stiffened. A strangled cry escaped her throat before it twisted into a scream. It hadn't always been war between us. Emily was 2 years younger than me, always trailing behind like a shadow. She used to beg me to teach her things. How to ride a bike, how to fudge scores in board games, how to lie smoothly enough so our uncle wouldn't suspect. I had been her shield, her teacher, her closest ally. But greed is a slow poison, and once it entered her heart, loyalty rotted away. When Uncle Raymond passed, he left the estate to me. His home, the acres of farmland, the backbone of our bloodline. Emily smiled sweetly, congratulated me, even hugged me with tears that looked real. But behind her practiced kindness, she sharpened her knives. First I didn't notice. Then came the lost mail, the mistakes with tax filings, the whispers about my mental instability. Every rumor, every subtle sabotage traced back to her. She wanted me erased, rewritten out of the family story. The final proof came under fluorescent office lights at the lawyer's firm. I had gone in expecting paperwork as usual, just routine checks on the trust. Instead, I found unsigned drafts, power of attorney transfers, property handovers, all with my name forged in her handwriting. When I confronted her, Emily's hand shook for a moment, and then she smiled. That same childhood smile she wore whenever she broke something but wanted me to take the blame. "You don't deserve any of this," she said coldly. "You never did." Oddly, I felt no anger, no grief. Just clarity. I didn't argue. I didn't warn her. I simply listened, watching her arrogance write her downfall for me. That night, I began pulling threads. The first safeguard, the deed. I placed the estate under a trust so ironclad she could never touch it. Then I peeled back her life layer by layer. Credit cards maxed, secret loans disguised with smiles, a financial ruin she had hidden beneath our noses. The sharpest weapon came last. Her scholarship records. Years ago, I'd stayed up late editing her med school essays, fixing every line, every comma. She had cried and thanked me then. What she hadn't told anyone was that she forged income documents to qualify. Fraud, punishable, career-ending. Kept the proof. So when Emily stood tall at the dinner table that night, casting me out with a smug smirk and watching the others cheer like vultures, she had no idea I already held the blade. I pushed the folder toward her. Page 1. Falsified scholarship records, her signature crisp in black ink. Enough to strip her degree and her future. Page 2. Loan defaults, accounts drained, debts piled high. Page 3. The legal trust, locking the estate in my name forever. The blood drained from her face as she turned the pages. Her fingers trembled. The room grew heavy with silence. And then she screamed, a raw, tearing sound that sliced through their laughter like thunder splitting a sky. Aunt Claire snatched the papers, scanning them with shaking hands. Gasps replaced laughter. My uncle muttered curses under his breath. Emily stumbled, stammering. This isn't real. It can't be real. But it was. I stood slowly, letting the silence sharpen. Then I said evenly, "You wanted me erased. Consider your wish fulfilled." By morning, the family group chat was in flames. Emily's social media went dark. Calls went unanswered. Within weeks, whispers spread through her school. The scholarship board launched an investigation. Professors and classmates alike distanced themselves from her tainted name. As for the estate, the land, the home, mine. Secure. Eternal. The same people who had laughed and cheered now sent quiet messages. "We didn't mean it. We didn't know. Please can we talk?" I never replied. Sometimes late at night, I replay the sound of their applause in my mind. The clinking glasses, the cheers, their voices rising like a mob too eager to condemn. And then I hear the silence that followed, the ripping scream that shattered their pride. They thought they could vote me out of existence. They thought family was a game decided by majority. But I don't play games. Play for keeps. And Emily was right about one thing. I don't belong to them anymore.